Right, Sean, Katie, Sean. Katie, you don't like football.
It's not so much I don't like football, I just don't understand football. I struggle to understand the rules, especially now that everything seems to have changed a bit with the VR stuff and...
VAR.
Oh, the VAR.
Yeah. VR is virtual reality.
Okay, VAR.
Yeah.
And I struggle so much to understand the game, I struggle to find entertainment in it. I'll still watch like England, you know, patriotic and all that, but yeah, I don't really want to get it.
So there's a video called "The Beauty of Football." We'll watch it. A lot of views. I haven't seen it. So I don't. It'll be the first time watching for me. If it's the greatest moments, I can guess quite a few things that are going to be on there. But yeah, we'll see if it changes your mind.
Okay.
It's meant to be very sort of, you know, like those videos we watched for Star Wars, where it was like the Chosen One, and it was long, quite emotive video about Anakin and stuff like that.
Okay.
I think it's meant to be similar to that.
Okay.
Might change your mind. There's probably some sad music. Who knows?
Okay.
Yeah, let's watch.
Or is this just going to be being very confused and you're having to explain everything to me?
Probably. This could be an hour-long video where I explain the relevancy of all these moments.
Okay.
But I bet you've seen at least a few of them.
Potentially.
Yeah, let's watch. Play now.
My father used to tell me, listen, God give to you the gift to play football. But if you don't practice, if you don't train, if you don't respect the other player, you're never going to be a good player. You must train.
Bobby Charlton.
You must prepare yourself to respect the coach.
You know who Diego Maradona is? You don't know who Diego Maradona is? Wow.
I don't think so.
You'll have just upset so many people.
What do you want from me?
Oh, listen. It's the sad music. Do you know who David Beckham is?
Yes.
Did you know that he was a footballer?
Yes. Yes, I knew he was a footballer.
Oh, it's all the sad farewells.
Torres is trying to find him. It's broken for Fabregas. Now it's Iniesta. This is it.
Oh, I remember that. That was awesome. Gorgeous goal.
Messi.
Yeah. Do you know who Messi is?
Yeah.
I don't even know who Messi is, but not who Diego Maradona is. You're such a 21st century child.
Because I am. What do you want from me?
You kids don't know anything these days. That's just outrageous. Isn't that just outrageous?
How did he manage
Even
that?
you have to admit that's simply outrageous. And that's against us as well. That's so annoying. Oh, Cruyff turn. Love it. It's my favourite goal ever, that goal. Partly because it's against Newcastle. You weren't even alive when they scored this.
I wasn't.
Oh, that's a banger of a goal as well.
Sure. 1970.
Zinedine! Look at this, watch this goal. This is outrageous, this. Look at how much that ball moves.
Crazy how they can get it to curl in that way.
Janino. The Copa del Rey. I never watched the Copa del Rey. I probably should.
Didn't see any Sunderland on there.
It won't be. They're showing amazing goals. Sunderland have scored their fair share of amazing goals. Forget your underwear and stuff. That's what David Beckham's famous for. Criminals. Wow, what? Look at this goal. Look at this. Oh my god, what a player he was. Do you understand anything that's happening at the minute?
I know they're scoring goals.
You've got to admire the skill it takes to do something like that.
Yeah, and I understand that, like, the level of athleticism it takes to, like, be a football player is incredible.
The hand of God. That's what Maradona's famous for. Well,
He put the hand...
yeah, he handballed it against England.
Yeah.
But, you know, he's also famous for being one of the best players that's ever lived.
That was a time where it was purely just referee, wasn't it? So they'd, like, you could get away with it.
Yeah. Well, VAR has only been brought in the last 2 years.
The only reason I know about that is because you just complain about it so much.
Yeah. Because it gets a lot wrong and it just stops the game. Oh, Schweinsteiger, what a player he was as well. That's the sad music again. Zizou. It's just crazy goals interspersed with like sad music. Hasn't been that many England moments either. It's not just Sunderland. It was David Beckham when there's the Premier League and everything, but well, 21 years between these goals. And they're pretty much identical. I'm pretty sure it's either Messi. Oh my god, I was wondering when he was going to show up. Ronaldinho. What a man. That's Stevie J. Two. Headbutt. Oh, Neymar versus Flamengo, not likely.
It's getting a lot of Ronaldo and Messi.
Yeah. Yeah. Some of these are just amazing results. You had to be alive to have seen. I was 9. Me and Mum watched that game. That was when Dudek decided to be a hero. Yes, got an entire reward named after him. Zidane versus Brazil. Oh, watch this. Look at that. How ridiculous is that? What were you going to say?
So it is impressive when you see them, like, they're running with the ball and people are, like, diving for them and stuff. That must be so, like, nerve-wracking.
Just football in general.
It's just like, it just shows you the leg view and they just run with the ball. There's just legs.
Mm-hmm.
Like, when one moving, they could, like, take them out.
Half the time people do just do that. Barca winning 6-1. Oh, this was amazing. This was the year that the Champions League was just amazing. Because there was 2 amazing comebacks by 2 amazing English teams. This one, what was this? Hat-trick in the second half. I think they were 2-0 down and won 3-2. Can you hear the commentator's voice dying? I watched this in Italy. This was class. Brazil got absolutely hammered.
7-1.
Yeah. Semi-finals of the World Cup as well.
Oh,
in their home country.
Some of the commentators are trying holding back.
No.
Being humiliated.
Because that's the other. What I was saying about the Champions League. 2 comebacks. It was this game. They were 3-0 down in one leg. They came back and won 4-0 in the second leg. Genie Wijnaldum. Former mag though, so I don't like him. Zizou. Oh, this is a nice video as well. Oh, that was Gareth Southgate in the World Cup as well. Terrible.
It's not him anymore though, is it?
No, thank God. It's Thomas Tuchel.
I don't know who that is.
It's a German.
Well, if they get them to win, then
Yeah, it's true.
it doesn't really care.
Be a national hero.
The women's England team isn't an English coach, is it? And they won.
I don't know. Yeah, they did. They won the Euros.
Won the Euros, didn't they?
Right, so there was a few of those that probably warrant explanation.
Yeah.
I can't believe we didn't know who Diego Maradona was. That's a weird one.
I only know the ones that get mentioned to me by you quite frequently, so that it implants.
Yeah. Or Harry, no, because Harry's getting into.
Harry he likes watching the TikTok reels of like
Yeah.
Ronaldo greatest moments and stuff, doesn't he?
So I'll pick a few that are quite prevalent. Anytime you see Ronaldo and Messi, that's just them doing Ronaldo and Messi things. Like when you see them dribbling past 3 or 4 players, that's just what they do. Because they're 2 of the greatest footballers that have ever lived. So you saw a few there. That's Pelé. No, that's Diego Maradona. Considered one of the best players of all time. Who else? Pelé. Essentially...
There's quite a lot of Pelé on there.
Yeah. He's essentially the blueprint of great footballers. Probably... Arguably, a lot of people will say he was the greatest footballer that ever lived. But then a lot of people would say Maradona's the greatest footballer that ever lived. Franz Beckenbauer, nicknamed the Kaiser. A defender that was just ridiculous. at defender. Johan Cruyff got a move named after him. That's he was Dutch. Maradona, blah, 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 blah. We don't need to know any of the rest. Let's see, farewells. We don't care about that stuff. Bilbao, Trezeguet. Right, do you know what the golden goal is?
No.
So a golden goal was something that used to happen. It doesn't anymore. If, say, you were drawn at full time. Golden goal, you would basically go into extra time for half an hour. The team who scores the next goal wins.
And it just stops,
Yep.
even though there's half hour extra time.
Game stops. Yep. Don't do that anymore. Now they play the full half hour, and any goals scored essentially just add to the score.
So, and then if you were to still end, like, say 2-2, then would you go into penalties?
Yeah.
Okay.
In a golden goal, if it went half an hour and neither team scored, you would go into penalties as well.
Okay.
I can't remember why they changed it, but they changed it. Might have been because of television things. That was just a really good goal.
There was a lot of the bicycle kicks.
Yeah.
It's crazy how they can do that with such accuracy.
They don't very often. But I know it showed a lot of bicycle kicks in this, but it's rare.
So doing it is like a oh my god moment.
Yeah. Messi versus Bilbao. That was just Messi being Messi. Yeah. Ibra against us. That was just damn depressing. Just ridiculous. Look how far out he is. It would be ridiculous scoring a goal like that from in here. Never mind over here. But in our defence, in England's
That's
defence,
inside the box.
yeah, that's the box.
Okay.
That's the goalkeeper's box.
Okay.
In our defence, the goalkeeper is off his line, so are the defenders. So
Where is the goalkeeper? Is he the red one?
red one. Yeah.
Okay.
So that was one. Robben versus Spain. The reason that's a big one is because in this World Cup, in the 2014 World Cup, Spain had won the previous one, 2010.
Right, so they were like the ones to beat.
Yep. And they still had a lot of the same players who are like, they had like a really, really solid squad of like Barcelona, Real Madrid, all these big teams were essentially playing for Spain, but they just got turned over by. That's the Cruyff turn. That guy said had a move named after him.
Oh, the 10.
Yep.
Okay.
Harry did that in the game the other day. He did a Cruyff turn. Sent the goalkeeper the wrong way. 6-year-old and he's already doing a Cruyff turn. Neymar, I'll be honest, I've always thought he was a bit overrated. Bergkamp against Newcastle, that's just a ridiculous goal. That's ridiculous.
Because we don't like Newcastle.
No, because like the amount of skill it takes to touch the ball the way he does, knock it, because he touches the ball, it comes forward and he knocks the ball with his outside foot as he's spinning, so the ball goes around the player and he goes the other way to meet it and then just tucks it in. It's just annoyingly fantastic. I'm so glad it was against Newcastle. Do you have any idea what I just said? Oh, okay.
You said outside the foot and I was like,
No, he uses his outside foot.
what does that mean?
So when the ball's facing him, like the direction the ball's going to go is that way, which is the inside, but he touches it with this side, which is the outside foot, goes around the player that side, but he turns to go that way.
What makes it the outside foot? Because it's going that way and he
because
used
the ball,
that leg.
like the ball, he's going to send the ball that way. So
Send the ball right,
so he's
but he
using
uses
his
his left
outside
leg to do it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So say if he wanted to turn that way with this foot, he's using his inside foot because it's on the inside. But watch what he does when the ball comes in.
Okay.
Right. Ready? Do you see how he knocks it round? It's nonsensical that someone can be that skillful.
Okay.
He was a member of the Arsenal Invincibles. You might have heard them. They went an entire season without getting beat. Okay, never mind. That's the Arsenal fans.
I barely even know enough about our own team, Sunderland. Okay, so just leave me alone.
Giggs versus Arsenal. That's my favourite bicycle. This is my favourite bicycle kick. It's Bale against Liverpool. Just watch this. Like, that's just nonsensical. That is just nonsensical. Get out of here, Gareth Bale. He's a Welshman. There you go. Milito versus Bayern. Nobody cares. Pele versus Italy. That's a very big one. Zizou. Oh my god, that free kick. That's the best free kick that's ever been taken. If you see how far out he is, that's how far out he is. Right? It's unheard of for someone to score a free kick from there. From this angle, it just looks like he hits it really hard, and he does hit it really hard. But when you see it from this angle, like, look how far out that ball is there. From there.
Why is he far back for?
Because that's where the foul was committed.
Oh. So, okay. So say if someone was right next to the other team's like goal and you commit a foul and they got a free kick, would they take it from all the way back there?
No. So if you're fouled inside a goalkeeper's penalty box, you get a penalty. Outside the penalty box is a free kick.
But what if they were just outside of the other team's penalty box? Would they have to take the free kick from there?
Yeah.
So all that far back?
I don't get what you mean.
So like
a free kick you don't have to shoot from a free kick. A free kick is just the ball stopped, players have to step off you, take certain amount of space back, and you get to kick the ball without getting tackled.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? You can shoot from a free kick, doesn't mean you have to shoot from a free kick.
I was just at
a penalty, you do have to shoot. Although there are people who've tried to have workarounds.
Just because I was saying, so like that's like your goal, but then you like a foul gets committed against you from like the other team's goal, and you were outside of the penalty box. You'd have to take the free kick from all the way back there, where it happened, even though you were that far away. Do you know what I mean?
No. So say you're a player, right, and there's opponent's team. There's another player on the other team. Anywhere on the pitch except in your opponent's
penalty box.
If you get fouled, the free kick is taken from where you're fouled.
Okay, so that is possible. That's what I was saying then.
Yeah.
But that's from so far back though.
Yeah, but if you get a free kick, you don't have to shoot.
You just kick it without anyone.
A free kick is literally what it's called. Like every opponent has to be at least 10 yards off you for a free kick, and they're not allowed to come close to you until you've kicked it.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you could just pass it. As long as the ball moves on a free kick, kicked by your team, then...
Okay. Do you know the penalties? Is that the one where they're not allowed to stop running before they kick it?
Well,
you see them do that weird runny thing and then...
They're not supposed to, but they do. Yeah.
Like that. And then they kick.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Penalty is just inside the box, on the penalty spot. The only player between you and the goal is the goalkeeper.
So in theory it should be easier to score a penalty than it is a free kick.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
A lot more people will want penalties than want free kicks.
Okay.
Yeah. Right, so that's enough of that. Juninho against Barca, nobody cares. Copa del Rey, it's not that important. Salah versus Everton, not that important. That one is probably England's...
What does that mean? He dragged England for World Cup in the final seconds.
Oh yeah.
So what does that mean?
So, in this World Cup 2001, our team was a bit substandard. We had some good players, but they were substandard. They just didn't play well at all. David Beckham was the captain, so all the pressure was on him. And it is literally what it says. He dragged England kicking and screaming to the knockout stages, because he was our best player. He was brilliant at scoring free kicks, and he scored that one in the last seconds of the game against.
But they didn't win that World Cup though, so that's just for them to get to like the next.
Just because they were terrifying They were terrible in their group stages.
Right, so the qualifying is when it's like A, B.
Yeah.
Whatever.
So for tournaments like the World Cup, you have group stages and the knockouts.
Okay.
So the group stages, you put in a group of 4. You play each other.
Everyone plays everyone.
Just the people in your group.
Yeah, like you play everyone in your group.
Yeah. So you get how many games is that? That's 3 games each. I can't figure out how many games it is. So yeah, you play those. Whoever has the 2 teams with the most points go through to the knockouts.
The 2 teams.
Yep.
Okay.
Go through.
The knockouts is literally just you play one. If you lose, and you're done.
Yep. 32, 16, 8, 4, 2. Straight down, and that's the same with Champions League and FA Cup. Just cups in general tend to do that. Although the FA Cup doesn't do that. The FA Cup does rounds from the beginning. But yeah, he got us through into the knockouts. Just it was impossible.
Is it often that England's not made it to the knockouts?
Mm-hmm. Well, that's probably not fair. We had from 2001 to 2001. That doesn't make any sense, actually.
Why?
Because it's 2001. The World Cup's every 4 years. Oh, it's a qualify. No, it couldn't. It wasn't a qualifying match. That match was in the knockouts. I'm pretty sure that was in the knockouts. That got us through to the knockout rounds. Knockouts.
Should it be 2004?
No, I think it was 2000. I'm not sure how, considering 0's there and 1's there. And it wasn't a qualifying match. It was the group stages. That's a weird one. So they're getting that. They got that wrong. I can't believe it took me that long to realise it. That's a big one. Aguero. You might have seen that before. Man United were winning. Their rivals, Man City, scored a goal in the very, very, very last minute of their game and won the Premier League title. Although a lot of Man City's success over the past few years has been diluted for the fact that they've got 100 and something fair play violations, which is not going well for them. Ronaldo, bicycle kick, hand of God. Yeah, that's famous.
I knew that one. I think I've had you talking about that before.
That's against legendary Peter Shilton as well in goal. That one, oh my word! I need to sneeze so bad.
I've had to take the notes for the past 10 minutes, and I'm just not.
Right, Leicester. Right, just a quick explanation of this one. This might be the last one because how many times we've got around 27 minutes. So Leicester in 2014, 2015 were in a relegation dogfight, right? So they were at the very bottom of the Premier League.
And they would go down to the Championship.
Okay. Yep. But they didn't. Okay. They managed to survive and stay in the Premier League. The next season, there was something like 5,000 to 1 to win the Premier League.
So really, really poor.
Yep. There were early predictions of the 2015-26 season had Leicester in a relegation dogfight again.
Is relegation the bottom 2, you said?
3.
Bottom 3. God.
Yeah. But the bottom 3 get relegated. Championship, top 3 come up. Well, they don't. The top 2 come up, and then the 4 below them playoffs. The winner of the playoffs goes up as well.
So even if you come 3rd, you still don't get automatically. You still have to have matches just to get.
Yeah.
God, that'd be annoying.
But Leicester won the Premier League after that, 5,000 to 1. Someone actually put a bet on and won.
How much money would you get?
I can't remember if you put a tenner on or put 100 quid on. So if you put 10 on, you won 50,000 quid. If you put 100 on, you won 500,000.
You would just for the crack, wouldn't you? Like you would put it on and just.
Yeah.
Chances of you winning.
It was a bit of a shame because a few seasons later they did get relegated, but.
Yeah.
But
at least you had this good moment.
Oh yeah, this was massive. This was that moment where it was either them or Tottenham with the two sort of leading teams, first and second. Every club wanted Leicester to win. So it was like, come on Leicester. They had the entire country behind them except the Tottenham fans.
Yeah.
They were desperate for them to win. Yeah, that was a good season.
But it just shows, doesn't it? It doesn't matter how poor you've done before. Anyone's game.
Yeah. Do you know what it is? That's why people say the Premier League's the best league in the world, because things like that can happen. It doesn't often happen, as you can imagine. But it has the best football, the best players. Premier League.
Who are usually the top teams in the Premier League? I imagine it's Man United. No.
Nope.
Man City?
Man United, just because I know why you said Man United. Man United are arguably one of the most famous clubs. But that was because of success they had 10 years ago.
I was going to say, I feel like I remember years ago them being that good, but I didn't realise they're not. So what, is Tottenham at the top? Nope.
Tottenham are that team that like to call themselves a big team, but have never won anything in their history.
Liverpool?
Liverpool are... Again, Liverpool like to say that they're one of the biggest clubs in the country, but they've only won one Premier League in the last 20 years.
Arsenal?
Yeah, well, Arsenal again.
I really don't know.
No, the thing is, these are the big... if someone said to you, the 6 biggest teams in England, they would say Man United, Man City, Tottenham, Arsenal, Chelsea, Liverpool.
Chelsea would have been my next one.
Yeah, those are the sort of the big 6. But Man City, who've won the last 4 Premier Leagues in a row, are currently facing something like 115 fair play violations.
What's that?
It's basically the governing body of football in England are basically charging them because they've spent something like billions over the past like 10 years on players, when there's actually rules in place that means if you spend a certain amount of money, you also have to receive a certain amount of money for players that you are selling. You know what I mean?
No.
So if you go out and spend 120 million on a footballer, you
Right.
have to have sold a certain amount as well.
Oh, so it's like they're not losing money, they're just
They can't just
trading
spend
it.
unlimited money. That's not allowed.
right. They're just like trading,
Yeah.
essentially. Okay.
Um,
Like Toptron.
But
Like-
also, yeah.
Yeah.
But also, you have to bring up a certain number of players in your academy to promote homegrown players. Yeah. Man United, living off glories they won 10 years ago. Liverpool have only won one Premier League in like however many seasons. However many years, decades. They won one, like, I think they won the COVID season. But apart from that, they haven't won anything except the Champions League. Tottenham, never won anything in their history. Chelsea, financial fair play, because they're the same as Man City. Arsenal, living off the glory of the Invincibles that happened in 2001. And that's about it.
So who are actually the good teams?
Well, it's a bit up in the air at the minute. Man City are winning everything. They're all really good teams, but Man City are winning everything.
Man City are like
The
not
criminals.
good in terms of like the politics
Yep.
of the football.
Yeah, exactly. If you asked, believe it or not, it's something like Sunderland are like 5th in the number of first tier titles won.
Really?
It's
So
something
they're doing
like
well at the minute, though, aren't they?
yeah, in the Championship.
The championship.
Yeah.
So they could, if they stayed up, they could go.
Yeah, but it's something like Man United 21, Liverpool 20 or 21 or something like that. Then it's something like either Arsenal or one of the other ones. I can't remember if there's another one in between, but then it's Sunderland. Sunderland like 4th. The most first tier titles won. I have to say first tier titles because Sunderland have never won a Premier League. But before the Premier League was in, the first tier of English football, Sunderland did win the title for them a few times.
Okay.
So, that's it. What else? Bergkamp, Argentina, Chelsea, no, nobody cares. Maradona, nobody cares. Ronaldo, nobody cares.
You're saying about me offending people, you're saying nobody cares about all these incredible moments.
Yep, Neymar, nobody cares. Liverpool, yeah, nobody cares. That was a big one. Yeah, that's one of those things that Liverpool are still
Holding on to.
Yep. Puskas had a award named after him. Every season you get a Puskas award, and it's like voted on the best goal of the year. Zidane versus Brazil was the reason I wanted to be a footballer. It was just one man against a golden generation of Brazilian footballers, and he just ruined them. He ran the show. Van Persie flying header, like, that's just nonsense.
Faith you've got to put in gravity for you not to get injured when you're doing a flying headbutt like that.
I know. People always say,
Flying
like, how can you header it? How can you header it so well? How does it not hurt? It doesn't hurt if you header it in the right place. People always head it with this part of their heads. Absolutely never ever header a ball with this
Why are you
part of your
supposed to
head.
header it with your forehead?
Yeah, there.
I always thought that would hurt more.
No, you can break someone's hand by if someone was to punch you there, like to go for a punch and you headbutt their hand, you would break their hand. It's the hardest part of your skull. That's a lesson for you kids.
If you ever get an attack, just headbutt them.
Yeah, literally, yeah. Why do you think if someone if you were having a fight, if someone was to headbutt you, they would headbutt this part of your face? Because this part's mushy.
It'd break your nose and that.
Yeah, you'll do damage there, but if they were to headbutt you there, they'd just be hurting themselves. 5 goals in 9 minutes.
5 goals in 9 minutes.
That's pretty ridiculous.
Must be so much more exciting when stuff like that happens.
Oh, yeah.
There must be nothing worse than going to a football game where it's like 0-0 at the end of it.
Yeah.
Like there's no excitement really, is there?
No. You do get the odd game where there's a lot of chances and it's 0-0. Like,
No, but you want
but
them
it's
goals.
rare. You do want goals.
You want the
yeah.
atmosphere of like, oh, they've just scored a goal. Yes.
Yeah. Germany
7-0.
beat. I was in Italy when this happened, right? And I backed Germany to win this World Cup before it started. I knew they were going to win. And people always say to me, "Oh, you just say that now that you know." I backed Germany to win this World Cup from the beginning. And we were sat in a pub. I was only 16 at the time, but we were allowed to drink because we were in Italy. A school trip, just so you all know. I wasn't just
In Italy.
I wasn't just randomly in Italy. And my God, we sat laughing at Brazil during this game because it was like 5-0 at half time, 45 minutes. Scored 5 goals. And it was just like, it was like adults playing children. They couldn't get near them. It was unheard of. And it was, it sounds horrible saying we were laughing, because every time Germany scored, it would pan to the crowd and
Because they were in Brazil.
we're just in tears, yeah. So there's just crowds of people in tears, and it was so funny. Because it was in Brazil, and I'm pretty sure Brazil were the favourites to win it.
10 years ago, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, poor woman. I hope she's doing okay.
Yeah, I hope she's well. Oh God, that was so funny. France, yeah. I didn't see it, but there was one that was like a really good one. That one, Ronaldinho. Because everyone nowadays, right, talks about Ronaldo and Messi, right, and I think people have forgotten the influence that man had. Ronaldinho Gaucho was one of the best footballers ever, like just ever. He was so good. Like that's all you need to say, right? Ronaldinho scores 2 goals in the El Clasico, and the Bernabeu give him a standing ovation. Do you have any idea what I just said?
No.
Okay.
I know his name is
So
Ronaldinho.
here's Ronaldinho. El Clasico is the derby. Do you know what derby is?
So like Sunderland and Newcastle are derby.
Rivals. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Local rivals.
Okay.
El Clasico is one of those derbies that likes to pretend it still is like sort of hard fought as it used to be. It isn't. Sunderland and Newcastle, I like to say, is probably the last real derby.
Yeah, because they're a bit rough and tumble.
Yeah,
and,
yeah. There's not very many derbies. There are those, but they're not like, I don't know, they're not as mainstream. There's one in like the Netherlands and Argentina where they are just crazy. They all just kill each other.
Yeah.
But at this time it was really like massive. So the El Clasico is Real Madrid, Barcelona, 2 really big teams. The Bernabeu is Real Madrid Stadium. Right. Ronaldinho was so good in this match.
So hold on. Hold the hell on.
Yeah.
So which team is he playing for?
Barcelona.
Barcelona, and he's going against
Real Madrid.
Real Madrid, and they're in Real Madrid Stadium. That's
The Bernabeu.
okay. I just needed to clarify that because my brain wasn't working.
The point of this particular moment is Ronaldinho was so good in this match that even his opponents were up giving him a standing ovation.
Okay.
He was so influential in my childhood watching, and this was everyone, by the way, this wasn't just me. Every time we as children scored, we would go and we would do his little dance, because he would dance. He would score and then he would go and do a little dance, and he would flick his leg.
Like all the kids nowadays do like Ronaldo and
Yeah,
Messi
they do
stuff.
the Sue, and it's just stupid. It is. Ronaldinho was the real G. Yeah,
Our nephew does that.
I know. But our nephew says things like "what the Sigma" and stuff, and that's just
That's
just bleh.
I worry for his
And he goes
generation.
bruh, and it's like, oh my God.
I worry for his generation, honestly.
Yeah, I'm worried for yours.
We're in the same generation. Calm down.
Oh dear. So yeah, are you a fan of football now? That'll be the last one that I
I
explain.
feel like every time we have these discussions, I learn a tiny bit more about football.
Yeah.
I still don't understand the offside rule, despite the fact I've had you and even people at work trying to explain it to me.
If you don't get free kicks, then you're not going to get the offside rule.
I get free kicks now. Foul outside of the penalty box, and they have to take it from that point, and it's just players aren't allowed to come near them until he's kicked the ball.
Yeah, your own players are.
Yeah,
The
not
opponent's players.
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah.
Penalties, I understand. Inside the penalty box, foul.
Mm-hmm.
Just the goalkeeper and the person doing the penalty and kick the ball.
Yeah.
I get that.
The offside rule, in simple terms, is there has to be, if you pass the ball forward, there has to be one player between you and the last man,
Who's the last man? The goalkeeper.
whoever the last man is. Doesn't have to be the goalkeeper.
So it has to be someone in between you and the last man, as in someone on your own team, or someone on the other team.
Someone on the other team.
So there has to be the last man, another player from that team, and then you. You have to be like.
Right, hold on.
I need visual aids.
Yep. Hold on, let me get my bottle caps. Right, so.
Okay, this is serious now. I'm into this.
Right.
Come on.
So, there's these two players.
Yeah.
Goalkeeper, defender.
Okay.
Okay? If these two players who are on the other team,
Mm-hmm.
yep, if it's like that, if he passes the ball forward there, he's offside.
Because they're other players back here.
Yep. There has to be at least one player between you
And the person you're passing to on your team.
Yep. So if it's like that.
So he's not offside even though he's passed this other person.
So imagine this is they're on the same team. If he passes the ball forward there, he's not offside.
But what if it's like that? Is he offside because he's
Yep.
in between them?
Mm-hmm.
So he has to be in front of him.
Yep.
So you would just try and deliberately get behind them, wouldn't you? Get offside if you were that person.
Yeah. That's where some of the sort of
Controversial
tactics come from. So like say if that defender was there, and where some of the sort of controversy comes from is if say he's running
Up.
yeah, and he passes the ball.
He just has to run backwards.
No. Well, if he was to jump forward there just as he was passing the ball, that's called the offside trap. You might have heard
And
that.
that's allowed.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Of course
Is it from when he kicks the ball? Or is it from when the other player
Kicks the
receives the ball?
Kicks the ball.
And even though he's done nothing wrong, he's
offside.
offside.
Yeah.
Not that person.
He's in the offside position.
Okay.
Yeah. So what sometimes happens is that you'll find is they'll pass the ball and they'll just kick it, but because he's facing them, because he's facing him, he can't run backwards very quickly. But this player, because he's already running, he can't catch him now. If he's onside, he's through 1-on-1 with the keeper.
So, to this, right? He's there.
Yep.
It's from when he kicks the ball. So he's onside here. He kicks the ball. He can now run up and get it and not be offside.
Nope.
Okay.
Can you see how
Confusing it is.
it's not just confusing, but it's sort of like this is where VAR comes from, because it might be something like he passes the ball at this instant, and they're like that. How
millimeters off.
How do you tell if he's offside or not?
centimetres.
Do you know what I mean? So it's like
Is that when you see like they
lines.
line it up?
Yeah.
Okay.
because there was times in the past where the defender would be there and he'd pass the ball like that, and the referee would call offside, and they'd be like, he's obviously
But the
not
referee
offside.
could be all the way over here and can't say it.
That's why you have linesmen as well. Linesmen are the ones with the flags. They're in charge of calling for the offsides.
But aren't they meant to stay on their like areas? So he would be able to say that, wouldn't he?
Yeah. A linesman has to stay in line with the last defender at all times, because that's how you see
If
the
someone's offside.
Yeah. So yeah, that's the offside rule.
Okay.
Got it?
Yeah. I think so.
Sort of.
Yeah.
Give it 24 hours and you won't. You'll have forgotten it.
Test me on it tomorrow and see if I remember.
That's the offside rule is probably the most confusing part of football. But I think once you get it and once you see it, like actually in action, you understand it a bit more.
It's when it's like, yeah.
Obviously,
How
you people have
just-
to understand. I've been watching and playing football for, 20-something odd years.
My knowledge of football came from PE, which I wouldn't put much effort into. I'll be perfectly honest with you.
Yeah. So that's why you can appreciate why so many people love it, though.
Yeah.
There's a lot more competition in football than there is in a lot of other sports.
I know, I get that. I don't knock people for liking football. I've always struggled to understand it. And because I don't understand it, I could never enjoy it. I would still watch England, like I say, but I wouldn't.
There's not very many feelings, I would say, as good as being in a big crowd of people watching your team doing really well.
The only memories I have of going to football games is watching Sunderland and my dad getting us loads of food and me just sitting there eating food and not really knowing what to do. And
like some of the best things I've ever done. I was there at Wembley when it was Sunderland Man City in the FA Cup final. We didn't win, but we went ahead, and I've never heard noise like it.
what does went ahead mean?
Like we scored first.
Oh,
So we scored first, and this was us who were like fighting relegation, and Man City who'd spent billions on all the best players in the world.
so the FA Cup, that's different from the Premier League?
Yeah.
It's So it's a separate tournament?
Yeah.
Okay, so anyone can be in the FA Cup?
Every English team's in the FA Cup.
And it's just like an eliminator thing like the World Cup?
Just knockouts.
And they somehow got to the final?
It's not the same as the World Cup in terms of group stages. It's just knockouts. It's like round 1, round 2, round 3, round 4. And yeah, Sunderland were in the final.
Oh, good for them.
And we went to Wembley, scored first, and then we lost. But when we scored that first goal, nothing like it.
There must have been a lot of Sunderland fans there, I imagine.
There was more Sunderland fans than Man City fans. Man City fans have come out of the woodwork since they started winning. Anyway, that's enough talking about football because we'll be here all day.
Yeah, because it had to be brain a bit after a while.
Yeah.
Not going to lie.
Let us know what your favourite moments are. No Newcastle fans are welcome though. I'm joking. Let's keep it civil, football fans. Oh god, yeah, I insulted all of the...
Everyone?
I've insulted everyone, haven't I?
Yeah.
I insulted the top 6. The top 6, right, the reason the top 6 are getting so much grief is because a few years ago they tried to create a Super League.
I think I remember that.
Yeah, and it was like... There was moments like that where they were like, oh, the biggest 6 teams in England, one of them's Tottenham, and it's like, they've never won anything. How are they the biggest? How are they one of the big
Is
6?
that just because their team, like, they have like the most money?
Yeah, because they're always like in the top 5 or 6 in the Premier League, but they never actually win anything.
Right.
You know what I mean? Yeah, let us know what you think. Try not to get too thingy with me. God, I'm gonna get grilled. Like the video, subscribe, ding the bell to be notified when we upload. We upload sort of every day. Anything else you want to say?
No.
No?
No.
Okay. Thank you for watching.